Now, the atmosphere, you have learned that it controls the climate, isn't it? Now, how is the atmosphere controlling the climate? Well, it is because of the movement of the air. This movement of air is called the wind. That phenomenon is called wind. You have heard situations like windy day. Am I right? On windy day, how do you feel? You feel better because the temperature is comparatively low, isn't it? So this particular formation of wind is because of the heating of air, and due to heating of air, what would happen? The water vapor gets evaporated from the water bodies, okay, and due to which you will find that the atmosphere gets heated up by the radiation which is reflected back or re-radiated by the land or the water bodies. What does this statement mean? The heating of the atmosphere is because of the radiation which is coming out from the land or from the water mass, and this heat gets re-radiated, means it will hit somewhere and again get reflected back, due to which a current is set up. That current is called the convection current. To understand what convection current is, actually in primary classes you have learned this convection current, but to understand that, there is an activity which is given over here. The activity says that you take an incense stick, light it up and place it in a beaker, okay. Place it in on the near the mouth of the beaker, in which already there is a candle which is lit. When the candle is lit, what will happen? This particular region above the candle flame will be, the air will be hot. Am I right? So the hot air just in this particular part will start rising up. Am I clear? Now, as the hot air starts rising up, above that you are having the incense stick kept. So the soot from the incense stick, the black soot from the incense stick, is pushed upwards by the hot air which is coming up from the beaker. Is that point clear? Due to the lighted candle. So that current which is rising up is called the convection current, due to which what will happen? The flame, the soot which is seen over here, will be in a wave pattern like this. Okay, it will not be moving straight, but it will be moving in a wave pattern. That is because of the convection current. Is that point clear? You must have experienced it also during the lighting up of the Holi. Okay, when you light up the Holi during the Holi festival, you must have seen that the people standing on the other side of the fire, their bodies seem to be moving in a wave pattern. That is because of the convection current. Because of the heat, the air which is immediately around the fire becomes warm and it starts rising up, and hence anything which is seen through that particular medium will be seen in a moving pattern. Clear? So convection current is definitely seen. Now, because of this convection current, what will happen? The heating of the land and the water mass will be different. You should know that difference very clearly, that when the air is heated up, when the air is heated by radiation from the heated land or water, it will rise. Okay, hot air will definitely rise up, but land is heated faster than the water, due to which the movement of the air over the land would be faster than the movement over the water bodies. This particular situation can be experienced very well when you are near the sea, coastal areas. Okay, in coastal areas, when you see, the land gets heated up faster. Okay, and the air above the land will start rising up. So what sort of a region is created over there? A low pressure region is created. Is that point clear? A low pressure region is created because of the rising up of the air from where? From the landmass. Whereas the air over the sea is comparatively cooler. So that particular air will move into this region of low pressure. Where is this low pressure region? Over the land. And the air over the water will be of high pressure. So movement will be from the sea towards the land. This is called the sea breeze. And when will it take place? It is during the daytime. Why during daytime? Because daytime the sun's rays are falling on the land as well as the water. But which part will be heated up faster? Land mass. So the air above the land mass will rise up and the air above the water will come and occupy its place. So movement is from sea towards land, that is called the sea breeze. Clear or not? Sorry. Contrary to that, at night what will happen? At night the situation will be changed. Why? Because first of all there is no sun for the heating phenomenon. But during the daytime both the land and the water mass has got heated up. Now the cooling process, when you see, the land and the sea both will start cooling, but water will cool down slower than the land. Land gets heated faster and also will slow down faster. Will slow down also at the faster rate. So what will happen? The air above the land will be cooler, whereas the air above the water will be warmer. So if the air above water is warmer, then what should happen to that air? It should rise up. Means during night, the air above the sea will rise up, due to which there will be a low pressure in the sea region. Whereas the air over the land mass will be at higher pressure. So movement of the air will be from the land towards the sea. This is called the land breeze. So during daytime you experience sea breeze. During night time in the coastal regions you will experience the land breeze. Is that point clear or not? All the movements of this air, that means why this sort of a movement is taking place? Because of the uneven heating of the atmosphere. All the parts of the atmosphere is not getting heated up the same manner. Is that point clear? So one important reason is the heating process is not evenly taking place. Second thing which plays an important role in the wind is the rotation of the earth. The earth rotates on its own axis, due to which you have the seasons which are taking place, isn't it? The climate changes due to that. Third thing is the mountain ranges which are taking place. Okay, the mountain ranges in the path of the wind will also affect the movement of the air. Is that point? The three important phenomenon which is taking place, which will affect the wind formation. Is that point clear or not? So you find that here they have asked, how do the presence of Himalaya change the flow of wind blowing from Allahabad towards the north? Okay, the Himalayan ranges are actually a blessing for us. Otherwise, what would have happened? If there wouldn't have been Himalayas, the complete of the northern part of the country would have been frozen. So it's because of these mountain ranges that we are blessed by a very good climate, a temperate climate. Is that point clear or not? Okay. So the next particular phenomenon which takes place, next particular phenomenon which we have to learn is the water mass. One we have learned is the air. Secondly, now we take up the water. Which is the best way of replenishing the water resource on the planet? Well, of course, it is rain. Rain helps in recharging the water part, isn't it? The water level of the underground part as well as the open reservoirs, all this is getting recharged because of the rain, the phenomenon of rain. Clear or not? Now there is an activity which is given over here. What is this activity about? Let us try to read and understand it first. An empty bottle is to be taken in which water is there. You pour about 5 to 10 ml of water into it. Means you first empty it. An empty bottle you have taken and you are just taking 5 to 10 ml of water in it. Shake it well and leave it. You have to close it tightly, of course, first, and then shake it well and leave it in the sunlight. So what will happen? The air in the bottle will be saturated with the water vapor. Now take a lighted incense stick, open the cap of the bottle and allow some of the smoke from the incense stick to enter the bottle. Is that point clear? So did you understand what is mentioned over here till now? Empty bottle, few amount of water you are taking inside, close the lid, shake it well, and then place it into the sunlight. So what will happen? The air which was present inside the bottle, because you have taken only little amount of water. So air which is present in the water in the bottle will convert into vapor because of the heat. Now you're introducing the smoke of the incense stick. Okay, smoke of the incense stick you are going to introduce into the bottle and close the bottle once again. You have to make sure that the cap is tight, that is, it is closed properly. Now press the bottle hard with your hands and crush it as much as possible. Wait for a few seconds and release the bottle. Again press the bottle as hard as possible. So what will you find inside is, you will get a foggy situation. What did you introduce inside? The smoke. This is smoke from the incense. And internally, what was the environment first? Water vapor was there, because you kept that particular bottle in the sunlight. So there will be a foggy situation. Just as you experience the fog outside, such a foggy situation will be seen over here. Clear? So this particular experiment is the same situation what is taking place when air with a very high content of water vapor is moving from higher region to a lower region, or from lower region to higher region, whatever it is. So what you find in the nature, that is a experience in this particular small bottle, that experiment part. Is that point clear or not? So when the water bodies are heated up, then what will happen? The water will convert into vapor. Some amount of vapor will be evaporated into the atmosphere, will rise up into the atmosphere. The air also gets heated up, so the hot air will also rise up, carrying along with it the water vapor. As the air is going to go to the higher altitude, what will happen? It will condense. Correct? Near the surface of the earth, it is more warm. But as it goes to the higher strata of the atmosphere, it will become cool. And such cool air will then condense. And if it condenses, it will come back in the form of rain. But before it rains, what happens is, it's not that one drop going, condensing, coming down as rain. No. This condensation will result into the nucleus for the drops. Okay. Nucleus for the drops means what? The dust particles or some other suspended particle will act as a medium around which the water droplets will start joining with each other. Means the complete water, the water from the water mass, open reservoirs, which is evaporating and rising up to the higher altitude, these water vapor droplets, and water vapor, when it is accumulating, where will it accumulate? It will accumulate around the dust particles. That dust particle acts as a nucleus. Once the water droplets are formed, they start growing bigger and bigger by joining the other water droplets to it. Is that point clear? So if I want to show it diagrammatically, how will it look like? Okay, here, this is your water mass. Okay, open reservoir, you can imagine. Here you have the sun, and the sun rays falls on the water mass, due to which what will happen? The water will evaporate. So let us imagine these are the drops of water. These drops of water, as they rise higher to higher altitude, as they are moving towards the higher altitude, at that time in the way they might come across a drop of or a speck of dust particle. Okay, around this speck of dust, it will accumulate. This drop of water will form a circle. Did you understand? So this particular drop is now referred to as, this complete structure is now forming a nucleus sort of, around which the other droplets, as the droplets starts rising up from here, as the droplets start rising up from here, what will happen? It will all go and arrange around this particular nucleus, and the drop becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Did you understand that? This particular mass keeps on becoming bigger, 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 till it cannot be held over there. When it no longer can remain over there, it will come down in the form of rain. Is that point clear? What did I explain just now, you know? I have explained about water cycle. Yes, this is water cycle which was explained to you. So the precipitation takes place when the temperature of the air is low. the precipitation occurs. If it is low temperature, then the water which is coming down in the form of rain will become precipitated and it will be in the form of snow, sleet or hail. Is that point clear? Precipitated rain is snow, sleet or hail. But if the temperature is fairly higher, then it will come down in the form of water. That is what you call as rain. This rainfall pattern will be determined by the wind patterns. So you find that in case of India, mostly the rains are brought by the southwest or northeast monsoon. This is a very important objective which is asked. Remember that. Southwest monsoon or the northeast monsoon will be bringing the most part of the rain in case of Indian subcontinent. Clear? So many a times you must have heard the weather reports which are displayed. The region of low pressure belt and high pressure belt. Here you can see this is the region of low pressure belt, isn't it? So due to which low pressure belt means what happens? The chances of, as this wind is carried, as a low pressure belt is there, means there will be wind which is carried, and along with the wind, when it is being carried, it will cause rains to that part of the coastal region or that part of the continent. Is that point clear till here? Okay, so in the next topic, the next topic which I will take up will be air pollution, which will be in the next video. Okay, so with that, I'll end up over here. Thank you.